Hey, just wanted to sort of correct this little point that I saw this dude Kier made. He just sort of stumbled across my timeline, and I've watched a few of his videos. But in this one video, he made a statement. Well, funnily enough, I was in Unreal, which I actually want to address real quickly. So let's go for this. We'll start off by watching the clip, and then we'll cut to my sort of arguments against it.
Let's skim it. Oh, here we go. I always love when live gameplay is in the Unreal Engine editor. Looks fuck all like their trailer, by the way. Nothing.
I can move with the keyboard as well, but just for me, just being an old school. So this character is one of our he's actually one of our NPC characters. So he's a non.
If you invest in this, you are the NPC. You're all NPCs. I'm sorry to tell you, he's playing the game in the Unreal Engine client. They've not even done the build or whatever you call it. And what is this? This looks nothing like the trailer, graphic fidelity-wise. Do I want to listen to John? What?
Oh, I mean, that's the comment. Seems pretty harmless at a surface until anyone who does game development even lightly kind of knows what's going on. So his entire comment there about the game engine. First, actually, I want to establish very clearly, I don't have any strong emotional ties or biases towards Unreal, Unity, Godot, whatever. And I want to make it very clear, I do not support the developers who are in the game that he's referring to. I have no personal connections to them. This is the first time I've heard about it in this video. I just simply dislike misinformation, and I want to address it. So I actually have Unreal open in the background. I'm just kind of dicking around with stuff for fun. It is literally just a default template because I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, so it's nothing amazing, to be very, very clear. I am not a pro at this, but I understand this from a basic level, and this is where I kind of want to address the issue, is that when it comes to his argument about, oh, look, it's running in the editor, that's actually more of a compliment towards the game than not, because the entire thing is with the editor is that you have a ton of API calls and a bunch of variables that need to be addressed and a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to run in real time alongside the game itself. Like if I hit run on this, just as an example, and then, here you can see I'm running in the game, then I can, get out of it. And then if I select really anything I want, like one of these floating platforms right here that I was just toying around with, you can actually see that I can adjust the location in real time. And that's not, it is something you can do in-game. But this is being done in-engine. I just realized my head is covering it up. Let me fix that. Huzzah. Actually, I'm going to sit over here now. But yeah, if I take, this little value right here, which is just an X, Y, and Z, Z being the sky axis, sky to ground, however you want to think of it, if I literally just drag and move this, you can see that I'm adjusting it in real time. And I can do a bunch of stuff, like I can adjust the scales of it and a bunch of other stuff like that. And to be very clear, I want to make this a clear point outline. You can do all this in-game. It's just that in-game compared to in-engine, there is basically no discernible difference of performance. And in fact, in editor, the performance should actually be lower due to the various API calls and whatever else that you need to make. And then not just that, but the other issues too is that by making your argument they didn't even build the game. Well, building a game is pretty simple. Let's choose right here, standalone game, which in playing will literally just compile it into basically an exe to run. Look, now it's out of editor. Oh, whoa, I do not want to make it bigger. I want to adjust it. And then, wow, look, it's running completely out of editor. And guess what? It actually feels better to play. Obviously, that's a hard metric to translate over to a video because, there's viewing versus playing. Can I please make this full screen? There we go. But for context, very real quickly, I want to add that for some reason it looks worse on the OBS capture. I'm not sure if that's capturing that way in video, but when it comes to actually playing it in person, it feels much better compared to the editor version. Fidelity, however, is about the same. I wouldn't say that there's any discernible difference for the average person. Hi, one more thing. I literally just want to throw this in an editor real quickly, but just like one more thing to sort of prove that this is running the standalone compared to an editor is I just want to prove something else. I don't have GeForce Experience installed, so that's what that error is about. Where did that window go? There it is. So you can see here this is all running supposedly in a standalone version, right? The camera angle got screwed up, but that's not a big deal. But if I go into here, and then if in here I grab, for instance, a platform that is not physics-based and I move it. So let's just take this floating platform right here, and I'll move this over. So now we have a reference that's not in the pool anymore. So if it's in the pool, we'll be able to tell very easily jumping back into the other, like the standalone. If we go back in the standalone, there you can see it's still in the pool. If this was running in editor, this would not work. The piece would have moved as in the editor, and yeah, there's really not a lot. Woo, let's fuck up this thing. But yeah, there's really not a lot of value behind pointing at it and going, oh, look, it runs in the editor. Just one more comment that I want to point out is that on the video I commented it's basically like running something in Visual Studio and then turning around and being like, I didn't export it, so it doesn't run. It will run worse in an editor inherently. So to the Kira person, and I'm not sure if they don't have any direct game experience or if this is maybe a misconception, but I just sort of want to help educate people, including them, that something running in an editor is, for the grand scheme of the metric, kind of useless to judge any product by.